watching Ladies in the Locker Room. Today, we're at Tony's Sports Bar and Grill on Holcomb Bridge Road in Roswell, Georgia. We'll be right back.
Hey everybody, it's your Pigskin Pixie. Next up, your Sports Quickie.
First up with her 5-minute sports quickie, or should I say her sports quickie, is Dana.
Hey everybody, it's your Pigskin Pixie here, talking about college football as usual. And as usual, I would like to start with the scary or shocking news of the weekend. Oregon versus USC, 38-35. Does anybody have any idea what happened? Because I'm completely confused. Essentially, you had Oregon not show up to the game until basically the fourth quarter. USC held them at 38-14 when there were 3 minutes and 28 seconds left in the third quarter before they ever woke up and scored any touchdowns. And it was a very shocking game to me because I expected it to go completely in the opposite direction.
So, it was a shock to you, I see.
Yes, absolutely.
Completely in the other direction.
Yeah, I guess you should never walk into any college football thinking that it's going to go a certain way, and I know that. But I just never expected a team that was seemingly, and I'll use that word, so inferior to Oregon. It might be a good example of our word of the week, which is serendipity. Finding something by accident that is actually really good for you, which I think definitely USC did. Not to discount their playing prior to this weekend. They did very, very well. If they do beat UCLA this next weekend, they would be at the top of the South Division, even though NCAA sanctions wouldn't allow them to really get any glory from that. But they just have never won a game in Oregon since 2005, like in the state of Oregon at all. And plus, Oregon had I believe the longest winning streak at home in the country. So it was definitely not what I expected to see. But a good game, and I like to see, when someone does something that you don't expect on the field. That just makes for good football. Let's talk about what makes for excellent football. How about who likes division titles? I do. Who likes 7-1 league records? I do. Who likes 9 consecutive wins? I do. Who likes UGA versus Kentucky on Saturday? I did. It was beautiful. 19-10 final score. I will say this, the game offensively for us was a bit ugly. Really nobody showed up to play. Special teams looked good. Brandon Harton, our tailback, looked good. He rushed for over 100 yards. Other than that, when Isaiah Crowell came out of the game in the first half for a leg injury, it took us a very long time to recover from that, and that makes me a little nervous for upcoming Georgia Tech and LSU games because you cannot afford to not have offense at either one of those ball games.
Especially against LSU.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So I'm a little nervous. And Kentucky, I will say I felt bad because this was their last. They needed this game to have any kind of bowl hopes. And even though I feel bad we stomped them, I don't feel that bad. So it was a very good game, and we're going to face Georgia Tech this weekend, and I'm sure we're going to give them the Bulldog beatdown they so roughly deserve.
Now, didn't Crowell also just come off a suspension?
He did. He has not had the best season in terms of those sorts of things. He's played very, very well, but he's had some real hiccups.
Now, what year is he?
Freshman. Yeah.
He's starting off shaky here.
He's such an impressive player, so I hope he's going to pull together his medical issues and his off-the-field antics. Oh, and now it's time for Miss Carmesine.
All right, well, I just want to start off by saying that I love learning about the game of football, and so I just want to start off by saying that football, I guess, has to do with kicking the ball a lot, like football. So, kicking off.
Football.
Yeah,
I'm trying to follow that logic.
Right. So, kickoffs, okay, that happens at the beginning of the game.
Okay.
That happens after halftime, so right before the third quarter. That happens anytime one of the teams score. And it also happens if there's an overtime, so they do that. And if there's a safety, okay? So
kickoff.
Yeah, kickoff.
So kickoff is when is it the punter?
Yeah, when they kick the ball.
The punter kicks the ball all the way down to the other end, to the other team, and then the other team has to run it back.
Yes. That's kickoff. Okay, yes. Okay, so moving right along. All right, so now we have safety. What is the safety? Safety, this is the symbol for safety.
Safety.
I like that. All right, girls? Okay. And that basically means that the offensive player is either tackled in their end zone, okay, when they have the ball. So any offensive player that has the ball, when they're tackled in the end zone, that's a safety. There's a couple other things that are considered a safety as well. One of them is if the quarterback has the ball and he has an intentional grounding call. Okay?
In the end zone?
In the end zone, yes. All of these are in the end zone. Okay, so if he gets called for intentional grounding in the end zone, that's also a safety. If any of the offensive players are holding while the quarterback or another offensive player has the ball in the end zone, also a safety. If the ball is snapped and it goes out of the end zone, safety. If an offensive player has the ball and he runs out of bounds in the end zone, safety.
Safety. And how many points does the other team get when
That
it's
happens?
safety? Yes,
Okay.
when that happens.
2 points for the defensive team, and they also kick off.
So 2 points and a kickoff.
Yes, they get both of those.
For a
Safety. Okay, moving on. Intentional grounding. I wanted to explain that since I mentioned that in regards to safety. Okay, so this is intentional grounding, ladies. Intentional grounding. To the
That's
side.
the
That's the symbol.
That's the call.
Yeah, that's the
That's
call.
the call.
Okay, and that is a 15-yard penalty and a loss of down. Okay,
15
so that's a big
yards
one.
and a loss of down.
Okay, you guys are gonna love this. Loss of down.
Loss of down. Ladies at home, you can also call this at home. In the bedroom, things like that. Loss of down.
Loss of down, okay.
Safety.
Yes. Okay, so intentional grounding, okay? Loss of down, 15-yard penalty, and that's basically when the quarterback is in the pocket and he throws the ball, and there's like no one around to catch the ball.
So he just threw it somewhere that there was nobody there, though.
Yeah, like he just threw it away. And I think that probably happens when there's maybe like new quarterbacks, rookie quarterbacks, they're scared, they don't want to get sacked, so they just throw the ball away.
So that was
You know?
an intentional grounding.
Yes, that's intentional grounding. Okay, this is loss of down, intentional grounding,
Okay.
safety. So, yeah. So, I just think those are really cool.
Yeah.
Things I hope we're all learning.
Mm-hmm.
I
And
learned
they-
that's good vocab.
Yeah, awesome. Yep.
Look,
Can I tell this to Tom Brady? Like, can I just speak to him in football sign language and
I think that would help.
get my message across?
I think that would help.
So, okay. So the last thing I'm going to talk about is field goals. Okay. So there's a couple of different things going on with this. All right. So, okay, a field goal is pretty much when the ball is kicked anywhere on the field, and it's 3 points. Okay. If it's kicked anywhere on the field. All right. Usually happens probably like at 4th down when they don't want a chance running the ball. Okay.
And they want to just go ahead and go for those.
Yeah, those
extra
extra
points.
yards. Yeah, when they, either extra points.
Extra points.
Yeah, when they kick it through the goalpost, like
Mhm.
whatever, like touchdown.
Mhm.
Okay. Now, the touchdown is 6 points, and then you can also have the kick, which is another field goal or whatever for 1 point.
Okay.
When
That's
they
the field goal.
yeah, there's another one. It's for 1 point, okay? And that's a place kick because it's always in the same place. It's right after the touchdown, and then they can kick it for 1 point, okay? So you got the 3-point field goal, you got the 1 point field goal, and then you also have, like, if they don't want to kick it for the 1 point, they can do what is called a 2-point conversion, okay? And that's when they decide to run the ball or pass the ball instead of kick it for the field goal.
Into the end zone.
Right, and of course that's 2 points, ladies.
We had one of those in the Oregon USC game, and still they lost.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
Well, it's cool as they went for it,
Yeah.
Now, wasn't there a call last week with the Falcons where the coach Smith went for something on 4th down and it didn't work?
It didn't work. Michael Turner got shut down. It did not work.
So it was 4th down where he could have gone for the field goal, but he elected not to go for the field goal. He elected to run for the inches.
Right.
And like it's like the guys line up right here, and the line, not the goal line, the line is here, so they have to get inches to get to first down. But Michael Turner never made those inches, and that was a big controversial call because they were saying he should have just went for field goal.
Right. So, I mean, I guess it's up to the discretion of the team what
Coach,
they decide to
the
do.
coach,
Yeah, so
up to the discretion. So we have,
safety,
and then we have,
intentional grounding,
and then we have
loss of down.
down, but you forgot one. When the field goal goes through.
Oh, it's
Touchdown
Isn't it?
or field goal.
No, field goal.
Yeah, field goal. And this is also touchdown.
So field goal and touchdown are the same?
The sign for it is the same.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, very good. We learned some moves.
To you, Hattie.
Okay, thank you, Carmen C. Well, first of all, after all that he's gone through, Joe Paterno, it's been announced that he has cancer. And the more and more I hear about the case with him and the coach, I wonder if you guys, or if everybody kind of understands what's going on. The reason he was fired after all these years is because they're saying he didn't do enough. It's not that he didn't do anything, because he did go to his superior and he did report what he thought was going on. So I have a question to pose to you ladies this week is that, do you think this is fair? That after everything that's going on, he did find out that there was a possibility that his coach was a pedophile or touching the young boys, and he did go to his superiors, and then he left it to his superiors to handle that situation, and then he went on to doing his job. Do you think that they're being fair to him? I'd just like to hear from you guys, because he didn't go over his superiors' heads or go on to the police. He did was technically what he was supposed to do. I just like to hear from you guys. What do you think? Do you think that now he has been treated fairly, or do you think that the school is just using him as a scapegoat? Because that's my personal thought. If I work for you, the school, and I come to you and I tell you what I think, and maybe I don't know because I haven't seen it, but this is what I think is going on. I'm reporting it to you, and it's up to you now as a school to do what you think needs to be done. And I'm turning it over to you. And then you don't do anything. Is it really my job to now go over the school's head and go do more?
No, I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either. And I think that it's very easy in a situation like that to point the finger, to get everybody, to get it swept under the rug. People don't like to talk about this sort of an issue, and especially in a school atmosphere, they want to get it out of the way and they want to pin it on someone. And I think it's a horrible thing to do to someone with his record, Penn State's record, to tarnish it in that manner when he did follow protocol and do what he was supposed to do.
And one other thing, who signed the contracts and gave him permission to be in the locker room and to
Precisely.
have access to the school and to the locker room and the football
After he was no
area?
longer working.
Right.
Yes.
Because he doesn't work there anymore.
Right. I think it's
So
very
I think
unfair.
the school is using him as a scapegoat.
Definitely.
I agree.
Okay. Larry Munson dies of the Georgia Bulldogs
40
after
years.
40 years in the
Bulldoggies.
booth calling the games.
Some people thought his voice was annoying. Maybe sometimes it was, but he was our guy, and we will miss you, Larry. We do miss you.
And as it's been said, if they got a game going on up in heaven, he's calling
He's
it.
going to be calling it. And I do think he waited to see us get our SEC East title.
Yes, they did get the title exactly one day before
Yes.
he died.
And I think he just waited to go out on a high note and leave on a happy note.
Well, we'll miss you, Larry.
We
We'll miss
will.
that voice.
Yes, indeed.
Also, this may sound in a measure, but we just lost Joe Frazier. As you all may know, Joe Frazier, one of the first fighters to beat Muhammad Ali, he died, he passed, and I'm told he may have even died a broke man. It's been said that Floyd Mayweather has offered to pay for the funeral. I don't know if he needed to pay for it, but it's been said that he's offered to pay for the funeral. And it's also been said that Muhammad Ali is taking it pretty bad. I mean, they weren't the best of friends when they were fighting. But maybe later in the years